92% of Americans will never break $100,000 a year. Let that land for a second. Not because they're lazy, not because they're stupid, but because nobody ever showed them what money actually does at each level, and what it costs you to get there. You think earning more fixes everything. You think if you could just hit that next salary level, life would finally click into place. But here's what nobody tells you. Every single income level comes with a trap, a specific, carefully designed trap. And most people walk right into it, with a smile on their face. What does your life actually look like at $20,000 a year, at $60,000, at $250,000, and at $1 million? The answers are going to disturb you, because the gap between earning and actually building wealth isn't where you think it is. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your salary the same way again. From the time you were a kid, you were handed a script. Study hard, get a good job, earn more, and life gets better. Linear, simple, clean. But here's what nobody tells you. That script was written by people who needed you to stay inside the system, not escape it. The American income ladder looks straightforward from the outside. You earn more, you spend more, you live better. But the actual experience of climbing that ladder, it's nothing like what you were promised. At every single level, there's a new version of the same problem, just wearing a more expensive disguise. Think about that for a second. The person earning $20,000 is stressed about rent. The person earning $100,000 is stressed about their mortgage. The person earning $500,000 is stressed about their portfolio, their taxes, their image. The number changes, but the feeling stays almost identical for most people. This is called the hedonic treadmill, and economists have studied it for decades. When your income rises, your expectations rise with it, almost instantly. The raise that was supposed to free you just raises the floor of what you consider normal. But here's what nobody tells you about where this actually breaks. There is a point where money stops solving problems and starts creating entirely new ones. The question is, do you know where that point is? And are you on the right side of it? The system wasn't designed to help you reach financial freedom. It was designed to keep you productive, keep you spending, and keep you one paycheck away from needing to show up tomorrow. And the proof is in what happens at each salary level by level, dollar by dollar. Stay with me because this is where it gets dark. $20,000 a year. That's $1,667 a month before taxes. After federal and state taxes, you're taking home somewhere around $1,400. In most American cities, the average one-bedroom apartment costs over $1,200 a month. That leaves you roughly $200 for food, transportation, health, and everything else life demands. You're not living, you're surviving. Every single day is a calculation. Every unexpected expense is a crisis. A flat tire, a doctor's visit, a broken phone. Any one of those things can collapse your entire month. But here's what nobody tells you about $20K. The people stuck here aren't failing because of bad choices. They're failing because the math literally doesn't work. You cannot invest when there's nothing left to invest. $40,000 a year. Now you can breathe. A little. You can cover rent in a mid-tier city. Maybe keep a car, maybe eat out once a week, but you're still one emergency away from debt. The dangerous thing about $40K is that it feels like progress, and it is, but lifestyle. Inflation hits immediately. You upgrade your apartment, you get a better car, and suddenly, $40K feels exactly like $20K did. Think about that for a second. More money, same stress, different zip code, $60,000 a year. This is the median American household income zone. You can save a little. You can think about a 401k. You might qualify for a mortgage. But here is where a brutal trap activates. Social pressure. Your friends are buying houses. Someone just got a new car. The algorithm is showing you vacation spots. At $60K, your income is finally enough to go into serious debt, chasing a lifestyle designed for someone earning double, $100,000 a year. Crossing six figures feels like a milestone, and in most of America, it is. But here's what nobody tells you. In cities like New York, San Francisco, or even Austin and Miami right now, $100K is the new $60K. After taxes in a high-income tax state, You're netting maybe $65,000 to $72,000. Take out housing, transport, student loans, and basic living, and you're not wealthy. You're comfortable. Comfortable is not free. $250,000 a year. Now we're talking real money. But stay with me because this is where it gets dark. At $250K, the federal tax rate jumps hard. You're sitting in the 32 to 35% bracket. State taxes can add another 9 to 13%. You might be taking home $140,000 to $160,000. That's still incredible money, but you're a won. Also bought into a lifestyle that costs $140,000 to maintain. Private schools, a $1 builder, friend 2 million home, 2 car payments, status dinners. The number went up, but the gap between income and freedom still razor thin. $500,000 to $1 million a year. This is where the rules actually change. At this level, you are no longer playing the same game. The wealthy at this income tier don't earn to spend. They earn to own. They use income to acquire assets that generate more income. And that's the first moment in this entire ladder where money starts working for you instead of against you. Think about that for a second. The entire system is built to keep you earning and spending. The only escape is owning. Meet Marcus, 29 years old, lives in Columbus, Ohio, earns $58,000 a year working in logistics management. By every social metric, Marcus is doing fine. He has a decent apartment, a 4-year-old Honda, and he goes out with his friends on weekends. But Marcus has $2,300 in savings, no investments, $24,000 in student loan debt, and a credit card balance of $4,100 that he's been paying minimum on for 3 years. Marcus isn't irresponsible. Marcus is average. And average, in America right now, means one medical emergency away from financial collapse. Here's the data behind Marcus's situation. According to Federal Reserve surveys, nearly 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 VIN emergency without borrowing money or selling something. The median retirement savings for Americans aged 35 to 44 is around $45,000. At that rate, they will run out of money within 4 years of retirement. Now compare Marcus to someone earning $95,000 in the same city, same age, same general lifestyle choices. That person, if they started investing 15% of their income in a low-cost index fund at age 29, would have approximately $1 million by age 55. Not because they were smarter, because they had enough margin, enough room between income and survival to let compounding do its job. But here's what nobody tells you. Marcus and that 95K earner, they probably feel almost the same level of financial stress because the 95K earner upgraded their life to match their income. The difference isn't the salary. The difference is the gap between what you earn and what you allow yourself to spend. This is why this matters to you specifically. Whether you're at $30,000 or $80,000 right now, the trap is the same trap, and the exit is the same exit. It happens quietly for most people. No dramatic moment, no rock bottom, just a Tuesday night when Marcus sits down to pay his bills and does the math, really does the math, for the first time. He adds up what he earned last year, $58,000. He adds up what he has to show for it. A car that's depreciating, clothes he barely wears, meals he doesn't remember, subscriptions he forgot about, and $2,300 in savings. He realizes that he traded 2,080 hours of his life for almost nothing permanent. And that's the moment. That quiet, brutal Tuesday night calculation. That's when the fog lifts. Because the question shifts. It stops being, how do I earn more? And it becomes, how do I keep more of what I already earn? And that one mental shift, that is the entire difference between someone who stays on the treadmill and someone who eventually steps off it. Marcus doesn't need a promotion to change his trajectory. He needs a different relationship with money. He needs to understand that the salary level doesn't matter as much as the system he builds around it. Think about that for a second. The people who escape aren't always the highest earners. They're the people who stopped confusing a high income with actual wealth. And that is the exact moment we need to talk about what Marcus and you actually do next. This is what they don't teach you. Write this down. Step 1. Stop measuring wealth by income and start measuring it by net worth. Your salary is what you earn. Your net worth is what you own minus what you owe. These are completely different numbers. Most people optimize for income. The wealthy optimize for net worth. Starting today, track your net worth every single month. Most banks have a net worth tracker built in. Use it. Step 2. Build the gap before you build the lifestyle. Every time your income goes up, raise, bonus, side income, commit to keeping your lifestyle exactly the same for 6 months. Channel every dollar of that increase directly into investments or debt elimination. This is called income shock absorption. The wealthy do this automatically. Most earners never do it once. Step 3. Understand your actual effective tax rate and use it. If you're earning $60,000 and not contributing to a 401k, you are handing money to the IRS that you could be keeping. A $6,000 contribution to a traditional 401k at a 22% bracket saves you $1,320 in taxes this year alone. That money works for you instead. Step 4. Own something that earns without you. A dividend-paying index fund, a rental property, a digital product. Even a high-yield savings account is ownership of your capital. The transition from earner to owner is the only real exit from the salary trap. Marcus started with $200 a month into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. 14 months later, he had $3,100 invested and his first taste of money working while he slept. Step 5. Engineer your income to grow faster than your lifestyle. Take a skill you already use at work and monetize it outside of work. Freelance, consult, teach, build. The average American who crosses $150,000 in income either got a high-paying job in a specific field or they built a second stream. Very rarely does a single job take you from median to wealthy. The income has to come from multiple directions. Pause. This is what they don't teach you. The salary level was never the goal. The system you build around the salary, that's the goal. Marcus is 3 years into his blueprint. He's now earning $71,000 at his day job. He has $18,400 invested. He started freelancing in logistics consulting and earns an additional $1,100 a month from that. His net worth grew from negative $26,000 to positive $4,200 in 36 months. The number on his paycheck barely changed, but everything else did. Remember that statistic from the beginning. 92% of Americans will never break $100,000 a year. And now you know why the number itself isn't the problem. The problem is that nobody taught you how money actually behaves at each level. Nobody showed you the traps. Nobody told you that 20K and 250K can feel almost identical if you don't change the system around the salary. But here's what nobody tells you, and I mean almost nobody says this. The people who actually achieve financial freedom aren't the ones who earned the most. They're the ones who understood the game the earliest and stopped playing by the rules they were handed at birth. You now know the game. You know the traps at every level. You know what 20K really feels like. You know why 100K doesn't automatically mean freedom. You know that the exit from the treadmill isn't a bigger salary. It's a different relationship with what you already earn. If this hit different, save this video. You're going to want to come back to this. And remember this. The salary was never meant to make you free. It was meant to make you useful. The moment you understand that difference is the moment your real financial life begins.